This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, oh, let it shine. Oh, Mlelo,
oh, sorry.
If ever needed the Lord before, sure you need Him now. Sure you need Him now.
You must
Sure you need Him now.
oh, sorry.
If ever needed the Lord before, sure you need Him now. We need Him every day and every hour.
we
Need Him in the morning, need Him in the morning,
them in the
need Him in the morning,
morning.
need Him in the morning,
We
need Him in the morning, need Him in the morning,
them in the day.
need Him in the day, need Him in the day, need Him in the evening, and when my heart's still
Oh, if you ever needed the Lord before,
sure you need Him
sure
now.
you need Him now.
Sure you need Him now.
Sure you need Him now.
Sure you need Him now. If ever needed the Lord before, sure you need Him now.
Sure you need Him
Every day and every hour. Needed the Lord before, sure you need Him
Sure
now.
you need Him now.
Sure you need Him now.
Sure you need Him now.
Sure you need Him now. If ever needed the Lord before, sure you need Him now.
Sure you need Him now.
Every day and every hour.
Oh, talk to me. Talk to me.
When you ask, what my mother meant to me, it's a hard question to answer because she meant so much more than I could even say. I mean, she took care of me and my siblings to the point where no matter what we needed, she was out, running around at 4 in the morning, whether it was, a ticket for Christmas to a basketball game or a hospital bed for me at the hospital. She really didn't matter what she had to do, who she had to talk to, how she felt. We always came first, and she always, sacrificed. Everything was about herself to help us. And that instilled in me this sort of thought process of knowing that I would somehow need to give back to her. Knowing that, at a time when she couldn't do things for us, how would I, when she couldn't support herself, knowing that I did everything I could to support her, whether it was a decision of what I was doing in school, what I planned to do in the future, what job I was going to have, how much money I was going to make, it was all pretty much predicated on what would allow me to support my mother in the best way. But that said, I still, what I was doing when she was sick, the research I was doing, why I couldn't be home, wouldn't be right for me not to finish it the best I could, because that was what she would want me to do. And that's, why I wasn't with her in the last, week or two when she was in Missouri. I am because she was. I am who I am because she was who she was. Or to say that, I really go out of my way for other people, really look at who I am and not forget where I came from, because she worked tirelessly to exemplify that for me and my sibling. She was, without doubt, the best mother that I could have had. And she was a very unique human being. she loved living, and she loved other people unconditionally. At the end of the day, put a smile on her face and help somebody out. I think the strongest thing she's ever given me is, I used to be a sensitive child, but she always was able to smile and laugh and step past some of the toughest, most devastating things that would happen to her. And she instilled that with me to this day, even dealing with her death. She's given me the strength, see the silver lining of any situation that I approach. See, what good would come out of something like, her passing. That is, going to Bermuda and being able to spend time with family I haven't seen in a while, or learning to appreciate how much she gave us in the time that she was here. Just looking at how I had 21 years with, a mother that loved me unconditionally and helped make me the man who I am today. I cannot be more thankful for the experience.
For your guidance, especially today, when my world seems just a little bit cloudy, Lord, you can guide me through.
What my mother means to me really it's hard to capture into words, because she was such a strong and amazing person. I think one of her greatest traits that gets unnoticed is how humble she was as a person, because what she did and what she fought for, she didn't do it for anybody but herself. She didn't do it for recognition, and she didn't do it for glory. It's not a mistake that it doesn't go unnoticed, because somebody who's humble, like I said, they don't do it for anybody else but themselves. A lot of times you hear people say that, people aren't made this way anymore, or people aren't made the way they used to be made. And I don't really think that's true, because the way she was is not that they don't make her anymore, it's just that she really was one in a million. People have had issues with ego since the beginning of time. We all know what she was doing to try to heal herself and how much work she put into it. But yet somehow she had a way of letting people know what she stood for without being overly self-righteous, which is an amazing trait and something that I wish and I hope that I can achieve one day. I had the opportunity before we had the memorial to spend some time in Missouri to, kind of collect my thoughts, mourn on my own, and come to terms with my mother's death. We had this memorial in New York City, and people from all walks of life came to pay respects to my mother. We had over 100 different people come into the house, the majority of whom I had no idea who they were. One lady, she was like, I worked with your mother for about 2 months 19 years ago at Columbia, and she had an impact on me in those 2 months, and I had to make sure that I came down here. And that was the type of person that she was. I had people come into the house and who were absolutely dumbfounded and literally distraught at the thought that my mother had passed. People crying in my arms who I had no idea whose names they were at the thought that my mother had passed. And it's kind of funny, or it's kind of weird when you've seen people who are more upset or more distraught about your mother's passing than you are. But it just, again, speaks volume to the kind of person that she was and who she was able to reach. When we were little, every Christmas we would go to the post office and get Dear Santa letters and send out presents to kids who didn't have what we had. Or on Thanksgiving, we went to soup kitchens and we did all these things, and Mom made sure we did those things to make sure that we were grounded and we had an appreciation for what we have. And I think that she definitely accomplished that.
It's gonna last. So I'm crying out to you.
My mom was my best friend. She was my partner. She was my teacher. She was my guide. She meant so much and everything to me. She was one of the wisest people I've ever met. She was the kindest person I've ever met. She was generous. She was stubborn. She was spirited. She was smart. And throughout her illness, she showed the most incredible strength and resilience I've ever witnessed. She never once complained. She never asked why this happened to her. She had so much faith in God. And she was just so very, very thankful for all that she had in her life. When she was anointed, a few days before she passed, the minister and his wife walked into the room, and she looked up and she said, "You are the most beautiful people I've ever seen. Thank you for coming. I love you, Jesus, and I love you, God." She was so incredibly selfless, and gracious. People say there are people out there who will give you the shirt off their back. The shirt I'm wearing today came from her. She'd walk into my home and she'd say, "I don't like that you've spent so much, all your money on your daughter, you have to buy things for yourself." And she'd look in my closet and say, "You don't have any shoes." And she'd take off a brand new pair of shoes that she had bought a few days before and go home in flip-flops. She had a walker at one point because she had gotten weaker. And she went out one day and she was on the bus and she met a woman who was crying and who was in pain, and ended up telling her that she was suffering and she was injured. She was having trouble walking, and Mom gave her her walker and came home with that one. I think the biggest testament to the incredible and wonderful person that she was is all the people who've come to express how much they cared about her. Over the past 2 days, we had hundreds of people over to her home to remember her, to celebrate her, and every single one of them who knew her had a story to share. And the one thing they all expressed in common was how much she touched them, how much she struck them, how she changed their lives. One person referred to her as their gem. Someone called her their rock. Someone called her their source of strength, their confidant, their lifesaver, their transformer, their teacher, their mentor. They referred to her generous and her kind spirit. Someone said she had the rare ability to bring people together and cause them to forgive and to love and to embrace each other through her love, through her support, through her unwavering faith. And as one of her oldest and dearest and best friends said, she was my friend. She loved me unconditionally, and that's not something that you find every day. I think one thing that was incredibly important for her was for the three of us to love God and to share her faith. When she left to go to Missouri in mid-July, said to me, "Day, I know I might look like I'm dying, but God has healed me, and you have to be strong and you have to believe." And I have no doubt in my mind that God healed her. He healed her physically and spiritually. When she began transitioning in Missouri, we had some very special moments with her. On her last day, I went into her room and was feeding her some soup. And even in her last days, she was always smiling. She was joking. She was directing. I was feeding her, and we were worried because she had stopped swallowing liquids. And a few hours later, she started swallowing her soup, and I said, "Good job, Mom." She looked at me and she said, "Don't say good job, say, come on, Mommy, come on, Mommy." I said, "Okay." And then the phone rang, and she asked what that was, and I said, "People keep calling to speak to you." And she said, "They do?" And I said, "They keep calling because they love you." She said, "They do?" And I said, "They care about you so very, very much." She said, "They do." And then she looked at me and she said, "I don't have any memories." I said, "Do you remember Khalid, right? He was right outside the room." She said, "Yes." I said, "And Kareem?" She said, "Yes." I said, "And Lila?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Do you remember all the times we spent together, all the Christmases and the Thanksgivings?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "And how we would dance in the kitchen. We were cooking food. She said yes. You told me I didn't have any moves, but I needed to learn how to dance like a black girl. She said yes. And I said, do you remember all the times you kept us safe? She said yes. I said, and all the times you made us laugh? She said yes. And I said, I will always, always love you.
See, I need a word from you. That's why I open up my
Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Take me to the King.
Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray, but where are you? I'm all churched out, hurt and abused. I can't fake what's left to do.
Come on.
Truth is, I'm weak. No strength to fight, no tears to cry. Even if I tried, but still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and sing to you. Please take me to the King. Truth is, it's time to stop playing these games. We need a word for the people's pain. So Lord, speak right now. Let it pour like rain. We're chasing after you. Oh, no rules, no religion. I've made my decision to run to you, the healer that I need. Take me to the King. Don't have much to bring. My heart's torn to pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and to sing to you this song. Lord, we're in the way. We keep making mistakes. Glory's not for us, it's all for you. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn to pieces. It's my offering.
By the king rim as I am doing, cheerfully expanded before the rim of any doors of creepers. This will ensure that the lantern will take off safely once ignited. To ignite the lantern, one person must hold it by the top and the bottom rim, while the other person lights the lamp. And then it says that the lantern will soon fill with hot air.
Help your children. Let's get everybody. Let's go. Let's go. Don't let them fall by the side of the road. Good. Teach them. Then you turn it upside down, right? To love one another. That heaven might find a place in their heart.
Just release it. Good time.
Let go, right? Let go. He won't let you down. And I know forever in my heart. We've got to walk on. Walk on through temptation, 'cause His love and His wisdom will be our helping hand. I know the truth, and His word will be our salvation. Lift up our hearts to be thankful and glad that Jesus is love. He won't let you down.
I'll do one more if you send one over. I'll record.
He's deep down in my soul. Jesus, He's love.
All right, let it go.
Oh, yes, He won't let you down. And I know.
Oh, what's up? That's up to there.
Forever in my heart. Help me.
It's got to be the rain. Yeah, baby.
I wanna follow your stuff.
It's going.
Wherever it leads me. I don't mind, Lord. I hope you don't mind. I wanna walk with you, talk with you, do all the things you want me to do.
Back down.
'Cause I know that Jesus is love. I know.
gotta go quickly to that side to be able to take it.
Pick you up. Ooh, where you fall. Who'll stand beside you? Who'll love us all? Hey, Jesus.
Come on, rain. The earlier the better.
Who can heal your body? Who can make it strong? Who can help you to hold out? On this side.
Hello everybody in Bermuda. My name is Neville and this is Molly, my wife here. Sophia, my oldest daughter, and Priscilla, my youngest daughter. We have two sons as well, Philip and Matthew, which unfortunately can't make it here today, but they'd like to send their condolences. But we, on behalf of the family, would like to send our condolences to Davina, Khalid, and Kareem. Our heartfelt goes out to you guys in the loss of Mother Judy. Now, Judy, she was special to us because I remember when she came over to England back in 1973 as a newly crowned Miss Bermuda, and I was so proud that to say that my cousin entered the Miss World competition. And one of my fond memories of Bermuda, when we went to Bermuda back in the 70s, she was like a big sister to us, as it were, although she was our cousin, she was like a big sister to us. And I remember her smiles and her bubbly personality, as it were. And more lately, in recent times on Facebook, I managed to link up with Judy and speak to her quite often. And one of my regrets really is not to actually go to America, to New York, to visit Judy, because that's one of the things I'd like to have done, really, and also to see the children as well. But also like to say that, today is both a bit of a bitter and sweet experience, in the sense that it's bitter that we've lost Judy and we shall miss her. But also, it's a sweet experience because we're celebrating her life as well. How that she made a big difference to a lot of people, really, as I've seen the comments and the tributes on the Facebook, as it were, really. But the most comforting thing of all, that Judy, she's a believer. She's a committed believer. And I know that she's gone to a better place and she's with the Father now. So we can celebrate in that fact as well. And anyone who believes shall see her again. So we have to say, yes, let's reflect on her life and celebrate her life this time. May God bless you all. You take care. Until we meet again sometime, hopefully. God bless.
Hello everybody, my name's Andrew and this is Sonia, my wife, and Rochelle and Danielle. And we'd just like to say first and foremost that it's a complete privilege for us to be a part of Nuri's homegoing service today. We want to really express our deepest condolences to Khalid, Kareem and Davina on the loss of such a beautiful person. I had the privilege and the honor of really connecting with Nuri on Facebook just a few months back, where we had the opportunity to share pictures and just have conversations in general. And it's from there that I really sort of connected with such a warm and beautiful spirit that Nuri had. And just looking at some of the tributes that have been coming in, I can see that Nuri's had a very big impact in so many lives, which is such an honor to know. And so today, I want today to really reflect on celebrating such a beautiful life. And we take comfort in the fact that Nuri came to faith in Jesus Christ. So we know that she's in perfect peace, and we are really honored about that. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of this day where we can just celebrate such a beautiful person. And she's a beautiful cousin to me. And so we just want to say God bless you all, and thank you again for us to be a part of this day. God bless you.
Greetings to everyone. Welcome to our home. This is my family, and I'm Angela Daniels, and this is
Hi, I'm Andrew. I'd just like to send my condolences to you all.
I'm Alicia, and this is my younger sister Abigail.
As a family, we send our condolences. We were so sad to hear the passing of Nuri. Myself as a child, I will always remember her, her beautiful smile and a soft, sweet nature. I know throughout her life she's made so much impact in plenty of young people through her studies, through university, and just in her community. I just know that spirit carried on through her life and will always be a long-lasting legacy with her family and all those that know her. So once again, my condolences to the family, and I'm sorry that we couldn't be there, but our hearts and our spirits are with you. Thank you.
Hello all, this is Cousin Loretta speaking to you from Solihull, England. On behalf of my family, my sons Joshua,
hello,
Gabriel,
hello,
and Ethan,
hello,
we'd like to extend to you our deepest sympathy to Nuri's family and to her children in particular, Davina, Kaleem and Kadeem. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to know Nuri well, although from what I understand of her, I believe she was a warm-hearted, kind and generous person who inspired a lot of people. And certainly when I visited New York many years ago, she made me feel very welcome indeed. My thoughts and prayers are with you all. God bless.
I'm Shirley, Mavis's youngest daughter. At this time, I just want to send out my condolences to Kareem, Khalid and to Davina. You had the most wonderful mother. In the short time I got to know her just recently on Facebook, she gave me so much inspiration, so much happiness, just with her smile alone, and she would comment on things that I said and did. I'm with today my eldest daughter, this is Sophie, who's 15. My middle daughter is Annabelle, and she's 8. And my adoptive daughter-to-be, Deshana, who is 14. I'm missing Bethany, who's 5, and Neil, who were out playing, and unfortunately wasn't able to do this video this morning. But we really wanted to be there, but unfortunately we couldn't be. So we just want to send out our heartfelt condolences to the family and all in Bermuda at this time. God bless you, Nuri. You've been a wonderful inspiration, and I'll never forget you. I'm so proud of you. Miss Bermuda, 1973. In my heart, looking down always. God bless.
Nuri, my niece. From the day you were born, we knew you'd grow up to be a beautiful, intelligent, loving and caring person, raised in a Christian home which gave you a firm foundation to build your life upon. My recent contact with you was in 2002 and then again in 2007, when I visited you and your family in Manhattan. You had not changed, devoted to your family and committed to your faith in God. Nuri, you were an inspiration to everyone around you. I wish to express my deepest sympathy to all your family on the sad loss of you as a mother, sister, and other relative. We have this blessed hope that you as a Christian, you are with the Lord. Rest in peace.
Have a choice, your heart will know. You gotta look back sometime to know where to go. You have a voice, long as you live. It's never too small, whatever you've got to give. When your life is low, hold on. And you wanna let go, be strong. Remember the dream we had when there was nothing else. Remember the light that shines and find it in yourself. Remember the dream is yours, so let it guide your way and keep you did. Don't be afraid. Hold your head high. There's strength in your soul. You never know till you try. When your life is low, and you want to let go, be strong. Remember the dream we had when there was nothing.